Hello, this is Dissecting Players on GM Talks, and today we're going to look at a charming young Swedish woman named Anna Cramling, who has famous parents. Probably she's actually more famous because she's huge on Twitch and also having a lot of followers here on YouTube. And you should check out her channel. Just search for Anna Cramling and you will find her. But wait until you've seen this video where we will look at her potential in the short run. She might have much more potential in the long run. But first of all, Anna Cramling is 19 years old. She is a woman FIDE master, and she's having, as I said, great success as a streamer. But what about her chess? Well, she's gonna play some real chess, or she's just gonna play Blitz online, which we're also gonna look into. So I found her latest classical games, that is real game, not online games, with long time controls, and we will take a look at the 5 parameters we use in the Dissecting Players episodes. So here we go, and the first game is against a strong player, Kulon, from Poland, who's got 23-28, and Anna is black, and you can see, and all the names and details will be in the show notes. So don't panic, just look at the show notes if you're in doubt. And Anna is black, that's why the board is turned this way. I will turn it back forward and so on. Or whatever it's called. Anyway, she's black, c5, c5, c4, c5, symmetrical English, d6, e5. And if you know anything about Swedish chess, this would not come as a surprise for you, because almost all the best Swedish players play this system, and I think in Sweden it is known as the Wittberg system, by Tom Wittberg, who popularized this. And so they all play it, Grandelius, Tiger Hiller Persson, and of course Anna Pia Cramling, and of course Anna Cramling. Pia Cramling is her famous mother, who is the strongest woman chess player in the Nordic countries, and have been that for many years. She's also been European champion and so on, and is a very nice person. But unlike Anna, she's kind of shy, and even though I played her several times and talked with her a little bit, I don't know anything about her. But Anna is all smiles and charms and humor and so on. So they're very opposite. Anyway, let's see this. And of course, Anna is a big rating underdog here, and all these moves are natural moves, so nothing to see here. H6 is also a normal move as a prelude to moving this. Another move could be bishop e6, but then comes knight d5. So that's why black is preparing bishop e6, knight here, and bishop e6, knight d5, rook b8, all thematical, the right stuff played here. Black covers this and prepares this move, which comes here, b5, and black has already equalized. It's a nice position. And here a simple way forward could be like b4, and all these sort of weaknesses on the queen side that white is hoping to exploit, they will not materialize, and black does have the better position on the king side. Due to this pawn here. It's an opening. This is a little bit, well, you can do that, but it's not what is recommended in the books. And white plays this move, securing this square here. So we're just going to go quickly through this. Usually we have, we look at the opening, and the opening is great here. There's no doubt that you can become a woman international master with this opening play, because, well, basically it's on an IM level, on a male IM level, so no problems here at all in this game. The middle game so far also fine. Just to make sure you understand what a woman international master is, it's a player with above 2,000 in rating, and Anna already have that. She has, I think, 2,057 at the moment. and who has scored 3 results that are better than 2250. So that's what she should be aiming for. So, and that's also sort of the target of this video, to see if she will be able to do that. And making a weakness on a4, attacking the weakness, natural move, knights here, rook comes here, attacking the weakness again, all very, very natural, defending, getting more pieces into the game. All this is extremely natural. So what happens here? Can she take on a5? I don't know. Maybe the problem is something like e4. Could be. And here comes e4. Very tactical solution, attacking c3 with the bishop and the rook. And it leads to some exchanges here. And this, unfortunately, this pawn cannot be held here. And in general, you would be a little bit worried about this kind of things. This king is a bit insecure, and you're worried that some knight will land here, and also this pawn could be a problem. But you do have the b file, and that's also what she's spending and trying to eliminate the a pawn. And here it goes, and bishop h3. Attacking the queen. And interesting moment in the game, a bad player, or sort of a weaker player, would probably say, okay, I'm afraid of I need to keep my pieces covered here, so I will play f5, but that would weaken black's position a lot. So there's no reason to play f5. You run into e4, and you're immediately on a big pressure. So queen e8, simply retreating, is of course much better, and I kind of like this. And so far, I'm sure we're on the road to the Women International Master title. Also, of course, Anna is spending most of her time streaming and commenting and working on YouTube, so she's maybe not working so much on her game, and that could be a problem. Also, she said that she is addicted to blitz. This is something that a lot of us players know, that you can be addicted to blitz, because it is very addictive. It's just like, just one more game, one more game, one more game. I lost to this idiot, I have to play one more game, and so on. But so far, this looks fine. I'm not sure I like queen b8, but it does cover d6. And get ready for the activation of the knight. And white realizes that she's about to be outplayed. If this is coming in here, it could be pretty annoying for white. So this move makes sense. Also, it is on the king side. There are some chances, but to be honest, this is not looking so bad for black, who's very well at organizing the pieces. Comes in here trying to disrupt the harmony in black's camp. Queen h6, attacking the rook. Natural counterplay. One more attacking move, but Anna did see this coming and had the prepared knight g8. So I like the way she is handling this middle game. It definitely looked like good chess. Rook here, coming and rook here, threatening here, and understanding that time is of the essence here. And of course, it seems that black is doing really fine now. The knight is coming, it might go here, and so on. Queen here, attacking this pawn. King out of the way, so to renew this idea and bishop here, and going for dynamics, and we like that too. Getting the knight out into the game. A lot of things can go wrong for white here, but she also have some kind of counterplay here. I have not checked this game with the computer, just to try to get a general feeling of the game. And here Anna, who's got almost 300 rating point less, decides to go for the draw, and they take a draw like this. So this was a nice game. There was a good strategy, keeping the pieces correct, tactical moments where she was getting the initiative and maneuvering quite well. So both the opening, the middle game, the end game, well, we didn't get an end game, but the tactics and the strategy looked very fine. No problems. So far, we are on the road to the title. Let's see the next game. By the way, this blitz addiction, it's a lot of guys who wake up in the morning, put on their bathrobe and say, okay, I have to do this, and make a big list of all the things they have to do. And then they say, but before that, I'm just going to play 2 blitz games. And then fast forward 10 hours later, they're still sitting there blitzing away, trying to win back a little bit of rating or something. And it's such a time consumer. You don't even realize the time just disappears. So it's very dangerous. And of course, a lot of fun. The Dutch ups, and we'll just flip the board so we know that Anna is white. She starts with d4 like her mother. And this is, of course, also a good line. Bishop d5, d5. The main move here is to try and destroy the pawn structure with bishop takes f6. Knight f3 is a little bit unflexible and just does not look like it's been a studied opening. The thing is, with f5, black is weakening his position, her position, but she's also getting a lot of space and influence in the center, so it can be dangerous. You can get overwhelmed, and this is probably also what's going to happen. She's playing against Lanchava from Netherlands, who I've seen in many countries playing for Holland throughout the years. I met Anna at this European Team Women, this European Teams Championship in Slovenia, and she seems like a very nice person. So I understand why she's very popular. And of course, she's not bad looking either. Bishop d3, and it's yeah, okay, you can play like this, but what is the plan? And this gives a peculiar impression. The thing is that you are not going to get this move in. So why are you putting your queen here? It makes no sense. So a better move would probably be something like this, to be able to, at some point, to play c4, attacking the pawn, but also to control some dark squares and so on. So because the knight on c3 is simply badly placed. So queen e2 is a clear indication Anna does not really know what's going on in this position. Knight e4, standard stonewall approach, putting that here and sort of putting on display that the bishop on d3 and the queen on e2 are not really working. And here Anna simply blunders. I think she probably felt that she was fine or better or something, but after the next move, it was just a clear tactical mistake. She's much worse. Here, if he just takes on e4, nothing bad's gonna happen with the bishop. Just admit that, okay, I don't have any advantage, but if I'm lucky, this bishop will not be good anywhere, so I will be fine, and my structure is fine, and so on. But this move is a clear mistake. Queen b4, very annoying, attacking here and attacking here, and the idea, of course, was just to take here and say, you put your queen there, and then now I can castle queenside or something. But there is this intermediate move that completely ruins the day, attacking the rook and the knight, and the bishop is still hanging. So we can make them into red, all of them. So white is lost. And here, yeah, this is just a lost position, losing another pawn. Notice that this unlucky constellation of pieces with queen on e2 and bishop d3 also means that black is threatening this move. So queen e1 really, and trying to escape into an ending, hoping this would be bad. It's not. So we're just gonna go through this fast. It goes from bad to worse. Now this poor bishop is in the danger of getting trapped on this square. So it's not really working too well for poor Anna here. And well, yeah. So this was not much fun for white at all. Lanchava is a good player, strong player, and you can lose to her, but the way she lost was not very encouraging. So the opening was bad, and the middle game was not too good, and the rest, of course, and there was a tactical mistake, and it also seemed that she didn't know the opening. So clear objective here: study some more openings, play a little less splits. Is 1 point here, because if you play like this in all the games, then you will not become a woman international master. Okay, next game. And here she is black. E4, C5. That's also what her mother does. And that must be hard to be a young woman and being compared to your mother all the time, because Pia Cramling is such an institution in European chess. She's been around forever, it seems. I think she was a grandmaster when I started playing chess, and she's still very strong with a rating way above 2400. So that must be tough. And she always plays the Sicilian, so like mother, like daughter, and so on. And knight f6, and that's a tricky sideline. See, by the way, she's playing against Monika Rozman, and it's against Slovenia. And I know Monika, she's also a nice girl. Knight c3, so white does not want to play this system. By the way, players who play knight f6 can be divided into two groups. The one group is the workaholics who have studied this a lot and know it very well and are trying to capture an unprepared opponent. And the other one is the one who just need an emergency opening because they don't have any openings. And we will try to discover which category Anna belongs in. D5. Take. This is all normal chess, and black is already fine here. Queen c7, take, d4. Well, and this is an interesting moment. Here, white starts to sort of go wrong. This is dangerous. And after this move, it's yeah, you have to go into an ending that's maybe not what you wanted. And what about this ending? Well, we have had this ending recently on the channel. It's the Fischer ending with the rook and bishop versus rook and knight. And what was the rules for that ending? That is, with pawns on the opposite sides, both sides, the bishop is usually better. And that's clearly the case here. So black is better, but she does have a few weaknesses here, which is, of course, a problem. And, well, she could have played bishop d7 immediately. b4, nice move. Getting ready to get a lot of activity with rook a1. So that's something I like. That's a good thing in the ending and also in the middle game, to be opportunistic. So far this looks very fine, the way she's playing. f3, trying to shut off the bishop, and here comes a strong move, rook c8, and I really like that move, and that shows good understanding. This is nice strategy. This is on a high level of chess, understanding that the bishop versus knight ending is actually pretty unpleasant for white, due to black's active king that will run towards the queen side much faster than the white king can go there. So we see that white is already happy here, and king d3, bishop f5, that looks like a losing pawn ending, because black's king is so active. Here, maybe the computer recommend this move or this move, just to have this check, and getting ready to sort of go for the pawn without getting frustrated by the knight. Bishop d7 looks right, but maybe, I'm not sure. You're afraid that the king will do something like this, and thereby hitting the bishop on the way. So that's why you don't really want your bishop on d7. But it's not a big mistake, and it's not like something, it's not a fundamental mistake, but this is kind of weird. So, okay, taking away this square, and of course getting the bishop away from the stuff. But white's king is also very active now, and the knight looks good here. And here white makes a mistake. The computer really liked king d6, just going for the full out, and being getting the king will sort of get these pawns, and you can just sacrifice your knight on the b pawn. So that's interesting. So that could be dangerous. Knight f5, king takes. Interesting ending, this one. Not easy at all. Makes a lot of sense. Getting the bishop out of the way, taking away some squares, defending. And here white realized that she cannot take this pawn. Threatening, sometimes threatening here and threatening here. Oops. Did I move it? That's okay. King a2, d5, bishop e2. And we have more or less a position of mutual zugzwang here. Of course, black is threatening to take the knight. So the knight will have to go. Where should it go? Of course, you want to go to b2. But white was afraid of king a3. The thing is, it's mutual zugzwang after a4. I'm just going to show it. So bishop e2, knight b2, king a3, taking away this square. So neither the king nor the knight can move now. But white does have h4. Black does not have any waiting moves with the pawns. And if he moves the bishop, the knight will go. So it's not possible to get him into zugzwang at all, unfortunately. And therefore white went to d2, and that was, well, she probably missed it, and that's just losing after b2. And Monika is 21-12, a strong player. So that was quite a good win for Anna. 5, bishop h5, covering the pawn, and g6, and of course just taking this one, and zugzwang will win the pawn in 3 more moves, and it's easily won. So nice game by Anna. There were some minor mistakes in the ending, but the ending was rather difficult. I would say if you want to practice this, you should do some studies on endings, and that's hard work. That's really hard work. And it's much more fun to play blitz. That's the problem. Okay, next game. She's black again, and this time against Slovenia 2, Vesna Mihelic. And this is the Rosolini, and e6 is also what her mother does when she gets to this position. So this is all natural. g6. You can play this. You can also play a6. You can also play knight d4. All natural move, and it may actually make sense to wait with knight c3 if white is going to play knight d4 until white has played knight c3. Bishop c5, all natural moves so far, and getting space in the center. d5, b5, we all like. Not sure I like, but maybe she was afraid of e5, which could be annoying. So here, let's see this position. What's going on here? Bishop e7 looks natural. It's also what she did. Queen h5, only sensible move. Bishop b7, all good. Bishop d5, interesting move. The thing is that there might be some issues here due to, so h6 is not so easy. So maybe white is threatening to take on d5, play knight d5, h6, take on e6. So that is what you're up against. So preventing the knight from coming to d5 is probably good defense here. Okay, queen e7, knight c5, maybe then knight f4. So maybe queen e7. I'm not sure what's going on here. I think I prefer this move. She played knight takes e7, gives a slightly odd knight c5, attacking the bishop, and there's no knight f4 here, or knight bishop takes d2. Bishop d5, take, all natural. What about this structure? This structure is good for black if she does not lose this pawn. Then you would be happy. Of course, it's a bit annoying with this knight here, but it cannot stay there. You will undermine anything with b5 with a5. Queen e5, attacking the pawn. Oops, not the bishop. The pawn here. Knight e7. And yeah, that's probably fine. Rook e4. Knight c6, natural here. So what are the problems here? The problem is that you're probably a little bit afraid of this move when you're black. This could be annoying, attacking here. It's not absolutely certain it works, but you better be careful. Queen e7 makes sense. So you will have f5 on something like rook d4, or maybe you can take it. But it's threatening the knight anyway. Knight b3. And here comes, and here Anna decides to become aggressive. I'm not sure I like it. But f5, attacking the rook. Rook goes back. e5. And rook a to e1. What can we say about this position? If black is allowed to keep the pawns here where they are, she will be much better. So, what to think of this position? Well, one idea you could think of is, of course, this, but then you're slightly afraid that this knight will come around or here, and this pawn will be weak. So that's also why Anna goes really for it with e4. I'm not sure I like it. Another move could be queen g5, just going for the ending. It's an interesting move. Maybe I like that. I'm not completely sure. Another move could be something like queen d7, but you're probably afraid of something like this with the knight coming to f3. Anyway, she went for e4, which is a very dynamic solution. Of course, it's not going to take back just to open the f-file. The f2 pawn is not weak. No, it's to play f4 and exploiting that the rooks here are not doing anything. And f3. And that was, of course, the point. And I kind of think this looks cool. The problem is it's not very dangerous because you don't have sort of a good follow-up. But the way of playing is what you call talented. It's the way you would like to play. Rook d2, take here, and of course getting ready for something like this. And here, problem is this move. And black and white is eliminating the pawn that is sort of cramping white and getting her knight into play, and she's already fine here, and it will be a time scramble anyway. And this was maybe not because of knight f5, and white is already clearly better now. But so this went wrong. So she played pretty well, defended nicely, went for dynamics, and that backfired because she did not find the right moves. But it was not easy, so you could say it's somewhere. It's not a strategic mistake, I think. It's more of a tactical miscalculation. and rook here. And what can we say? We can say that white has 6 pawn versus 4 pawn, so she's totally winning. And here she goes for this move, but that was a mistake. And you can pause the video here and see what Anna will do in this position as black. She found. So did you pause it? Yeah. Queen d7, and after this move, we're not gonna get into a queen ending 2 pawns down. We're just gonna play check. Ooh, check, check, and perpetual check. A nice save, and of course Vesna is probably was devastated by this outcome after the great play so far. Okay, so here was some. The middle game was fine. I think the opening was fine. The tactics were maybe a little bit shaky. So some tactical trainings could be good too. Here she's wide. The board against Nikola Mayrhuber, and she's from Austria. And this is the Bogo Indian. And a3, what is that move? There are the main move is definitely g3. Another move is knight c3. a3 is a waste of time. It's just not the best move for sure. So and this shows, and the queen e7 is one of the main line of the Bogo Indian. So a3 shows that that Anna has not listened to a lot of chessable courses on how to play against the Bogo Indian, because she would not have played a3 there. So the opening, so far it's been okay, but the white openings look very shaky. So maybe should invest some time in an opening repertoire for white. The thing is also, most players think, but that's just theory. The thing is, you will also play better in the middle game if you have good openings. First of all, you will know what you're doing. Second of all, you will have more energy and more space in your brain if you don't have to think about every move from the start. But this is okay. e5, and this is black's idea. Exchange the black squared bishop and put your pawns on black, and you will have a nice bishop here and some counterplay. Normal move here would be something like d5. Problem is, black can probably play something like knight h5 and already start to go with the counterplay with f5, which would be annoying. So Anna already panics here and takes here, and that leaves a gaping hole here. So that is not nice, and goes with queen g5, attacking the pawn. It's not a real threat. You can play h6, and if you take, then rook e8, and there will be no problems with getting the pawn back and probably having an advantage. But knight c6 looks much more natural. There's a very nice square here. Bishop here, covering the pawn. Bishop d4. Getting ready for this move and taking over the dark squares. And already white is positionally busted. She tries knight d5. Take. And of course, some like this is a total disaster for white. It's totally, completely lost on the white square. This bishop is such a clumsy, bad piece, and the knight will be a nightmare. Yeah, okay. Sorry. So taking back is needed. The problem is white can play this move, and black can play this move, and so by threatening this queen. So you have to take c6. Great move, attacking here immediately, castle. And here, if black plays something like rook d8, she's clearly better. White has bad structure, bad bishop, and is in danger of losing a pawn. So clear advantage for black, for sure. Instead, she played this move, and after this move, she's probably still better. But now it's getting tricky, because you can't take the pawn because of the check on c8-7. And here she should definitely start to play differently, because it's white gets a lot of activity, and we've seen this before, that Anna is really good when she's of getting her pieces to go at it with the initiative. That's also why she would benefit a lot from good openings. That will really help her. And that's nice. So she knows this is a strong pawn, and keeping it and activating the pieces. And I already like the way she's playing this, and the rest is rather nice. So let's just go a4 is a nice move, trying to destabilize the knights, and that's a very common theme in this kind of things. And h4, maybe it's not the best move, but it's kind of nice too, that you just I think the computer likes rook d6, rook a6, and here h5 is actually not the computer's top choice. It just likes b3 and say white is totally winning. Black is without counterplay, can't move anything. But h5 is also kind of nice, are trying to undermine this pawn, making the e file open and so on. Knight a8, use the whole board, and here comes a nice little move by white. So you can pause the video here and try to see what Anna does. It's maybe not the best move, but it's definitely the most pretty move. So here it goes, boo! You can take it, but then comes rook e8. So check, and h6, not losing the pawn on h7, but something like this is already horrible, and yeah, it's just winning for white. And take, and just calculating all the way through, and we don't have to see anymore. White easily wins. So this was the 5 games from the European Championship with Anna Cramling. Can she become a woman international master? That means making 3 performances of 2,250 in 3 different tournaments. Definitely, no problem. She just needs to work a little bit on her openings and play some games, and she will become a woman international master in no time. She's definitely close to the level. She could work a little bit on her endings, maybe on tactics, and definitely on her wide openings that seems to be shaky. So the other question is, can she become a woman grandmaster? Well, that will be easier to answer when we see how difficult the road to woman international master will be. But of course, if she's playing blitz all the time, she will not do the work, and then maybe just becoming a woman international master is maybe a tough challenge for her. So we hope that she will work a little bit on the openings and the tactics and the middle game, and then she will easily become a woman international master. So this was Dissecting Players. We are waiting for games from 1900 players, who's not a famous YouTuber, but it's probably interesting for a lot of you viewers how 18 to 1900 players can improve to become a candidate master or something like that. So this was DM Talks. Thank you for watching.